And I'm back for part 2 of my review on the Dead Space 2 demo. So where I left off with the last video, I had talked about the graphics, the new enemies you see, and the new weapon, since you only have one weapon. So now I'm going to just go further, and hopefully I won't have to make more than 2 parts for this. So let's go ahead and cut to the chase once again. Another cool feature in this game is Isaac. Isaac Clarke, the guy you play, talks. Holy shit, finally. I was waiting for that. I mean, the whole mute hero, idea and concept. I mean, it's interesting at first, like in Dead Space 1 and Bioshock 1 and Bioshock 2. It was interesting. Fuck, how could I forget Gordon Freeman? You know, but after a while, you're like, okay, dude, you have to say something. You're getting shot at and trying to get killed by several weird creatures. You got to say something other than screaming when you get, when you're in pain. Um, he only says one thing in the demo and he asks a question, but still, I was like, where did that voice come from? Was it someone else in Isaac's Riglink video? But no, it was him. It was him. And I mean that surprised the shit out of me. I was really surprised, but I'm glad we finally get to hear Isaac's voice. Um, so that was a cool little thing. So now, next topic I'm going to discuss, and this is where I get into my dislike and hate part of the video review, is the control scheme. They did make some changes to the control scheme, which I have to say, most of them should not have been made. One of them especially should not have been made, and that's the thing that I hate. So let's get to the control scheme. In Dead Space 1, you moved around with the left thumbstick. You looked around with the right thumbstick. You clicked the right thumbstick to use your locator. That's the same for Dead Space 2, at least it is for the demo. Um, let's see here. What are all the moves? Let's see. Aiming is still the same. Firing is still the same. Melee is still the same, though the animation is a bit different, which I do say I like. Instead of him just like slinging his arm like like a rag doll with no real finesse or anything. Instead, he actually looks like he punches him instead of just trying to pimp slap him. Um, though other parts have changed. For one thing, using stasis has changed. Now in Dead Space 1, when you use stasis, you aim and then you hit the X button. In the demo for Dead Space 2, you aim and you use the B button, which was kinesis back in or no, I'm sorry, not B. My bad. Kinesis is still the same. That was my bad. It's but it is different for stasis. You aim and you use the Y button, which in Dead Space 1 was used for maneuvering around zero-G areas, which is also different. I'll get to that in a bit. So stasis is now aiming and using Y. Kinesis is still the same, like I said, aiming and using B. Um, there is actually a button for. Remember how in Dead Space 1 you have a quick heal, which means you just press a button and one of your med packs gets used? Well, there's still that in this game, but that is the thing that I hate, and I'll explain why in just a minute. But there's also a button, and this did not exist in the first game, at least to my knowledge. There now exists a button for quick stasis recharge. Just hit the Y button, and your stasis is instantly recharged. And in the last game, Y brought up your inventory. And in this game, only the back button shows your inventory. Let's see. Now we get. Actually, no. Let's do something else before I get to what I hate. Let's save that for last. Next up would be zero gravity movement has changed completely, and I have to say I am loving this a hell of a lot more. Just making sure that there wasn't. Oh no, there was something I missed before this. Reload is different. Instead of aiming and hitting the A button, now it's the X button. And here's the best part: you don't even have to be aiming to reload. You can just be walking around and hit X, bam, you reload. Reloading animation looks pretty different too. Looks pretty cool. But I like this reload a lot better because pretty much in every shooter game there is nowadays, or at least every game that uses weapons that require reloading, X is usually always the default weapon or button for reloading. So that's probably the only new control that I actually like, and the one that I myself can get used to. So now the A button is only used for action and confirming, opening doors, hacking different controls, which is also different. I know I'm rambling off from my zero G, but I'll get to this first. There is one thing you have to hack to activate. It's to turn off gravity. And what you do is Isaac kind of wrenches his hands inside the terminal, and he's like, I guess he's twisting the wires around, and you have to slowly rotate the left thumbstick to rotate this little arrow on the screen inside this giant circle on the screen. And when you see the circle flash blue, that's called a blue weak spot, and then you hit A to hack that part of the terminal. And there were three levels or three different spots. You hack the first one, you keep rotating, you find a second one, you hack it, then there's only one thing left. Then all the little hacking indicators disappear, and you have to find one more weak spot to fully activate the terminal. And yeah, that's better. That's better explained when you actually play the demo and do it for yourself. Now we get to zero gravity, and I must say I love this new zero gravity control. You don't do any battling in zero gravity, so I don't know how it's gonna fare for trying to shoot things while floating. But I'm sure it's gonna be better, and definitely less awkward. Everyone who has played Dead Space 1 knows that the only way to maneuver in zero gravity is to aim and hit the Y button, which, as I just said earlier, in this game is to use stasis. Um, so in Dead Space 1, you aim and you press Y and do a zero G jump, just a straight forward zero gravity jump. Well, in this game, you click the left thumbstick, and Isaac just starts free floating. He has these little things in the shoulders of his suit that I guess act as like jet packs, and you control yourself in the air completely freely. You look around using the right thumbstick. You move forward, backward, and side to side with the left thumbstick. I mean, you're literally just like swimming in air, except he doesn't move his arms like I'm doing right now, looking like a dumbass. He just kind of floats wherever you want to go. You look up, you go up. You look down, you go down. You go to the side, that kind of stuff. And to land, see, you're not automatically floating when you enter zero gravity areas. Um, just like in Dead Space 1, you don't instantly start, floating off the ground. If you want to land, which obviously you will want to progress through the level, you just click left thumbstick again, and bam, he lands back on his feet and just starts walking again. Much better. I already like that better. I mean, it's something to get used to, but it's not that hard. Controlling while looking up can get a bit awkward, especially because you have to go through a hatch that's rotating around a ceiling, and trying to control that can be a little iffy. Again, that's just something you have to get used to, but I'm definitely liking the way it's looking so far. Definitely am liking the way it's looking. Um, so let's see. I've covered zero gravity movement. I've covered stasis usage. Reloading is different. Melee, all the controls that are still the same. Inventory is now brought up differently. I already went through that. I think all we have left is the med pack usage, which is what I am hating. My dislikes were the different buttons for like stasis and everything, and the quick stasis, which I think is actually a pretty good idea, because I mean, if I wanted to heal my stasis quickly to use more and more times in the first game, I didn't like having to go to my inventory and select it. I wanted to actually just press a button. So I do like that. I just hate how the buttons have all been like rearranged. It's not what you were used to for the most part. But the med pack usage is where this game, or well, this demo, which is what I'm really hoping, really hoping gets fixed. Excuse me, when the final product gets released. If you bothered to notice in the other game, first off, the buttons are different. In Dead Space 1, quick heal was X. When in this game, in the Dead Space 2 demo, X is reload. Um, and B by itself in Dead Space 1, I believe, was... I don't think it was anything. I think B was only used for kinesis, and that was only used while you were aiming. Unless I'm forgetting something. But B in the Dead Space 2 demo is quick heal. So aiming in B is kinesis, just like it's always been, but B by itself is now quick heal instead of X. So that's something to get used to. But I mean, I'm sure once you get used to it, you're not going to dislike it anymore. At least I won't. But what I was getting to, this is the part I really hate, and I don't know whose idea it was to make it like this, but I really hope they get fired, and I really hope this gets fixed. If you bothered to notice, when you used quick heal in Dead Space 1, it would use the smallest sized med packs you had first. Like, let's just say you're in a situation, you have 2 large med packs, 2 medium med packs, and 2 small med packs. When you use the quick heal button in Dead Space 1, which was, again was X, it would use the smallest med packs you had first. It went in order, or in priority order, so to speak, from smallest to largest. It would use all the small med packs first, then the medium med packs, and then it would save the largest ones for last, which I have to say is perfect. You do not want to be. I mean, if I was in a situation where my health was getting kind of low and I was getting hammered pretty bad and I wanted to do a little quick heal but not squander my health, I would use the X button to heal, a little bit amount or a medium amount. Well, in this demo, it goes the opposite. They use the larger med packs first. And everyone knows large med packs are full restores. They completely restore your health, no matter how low it is. So if you're in a tight situation and you're just getting hammered on all ends, but you only have, your health isn't down to absolute blinking red, which you would not want to wait till that point comes to use your med packs because your button may not work and you may get killed before the game recognizes the button press. You're going to end up squandering the hell out of those large med packs. I mean, Jesus. I mean, who did that? I cannot see any benefit at all changing the control scheme that way. If anyone else can, then please explain to me how it'll be better, because I honestly think that was a horrible idea, and that's what I hope gets fixed when the game comes out. So that's all I have for the Dead Space 2 demo review. All in all, it was a very good demo. Can't wait for the game to come out the 25th of January, and I will see you guys later.